Hi guys, this was the review that you worked on for the quiz today, and so I'm gonna quickly go over all of them. So number 19, we need to get rid of the denominator. So to do that, we need to multiply by our LCD, right? And so there are three terms here. So when I multiply them, it goes like this. Okay, and then we distribute the 6. And then I'm going to combine the x's here and then subtract 24 and then divide it by 5. So x is negative 5. Remember, you need to check the solution. So when I check, it is actually correct. So the answer is negative 5. Let's look at number 20. The LCD here is 21 times m plus 3, because 21 already contains 3 here. So then when I multiply out the LCD, it's 7 m plus 3 and 21 times 5 plus 8 times m plus 3. So again, we distribute 7m plus 21. I think that's 105. 8m plus 24. So then I'm going to combine 105 and 24 and subtract the number. So that's 129. So I'm going to subtract 129 from both sides. And then I'm going to subtract 7m from both sides. So then m is equal to negative 108. And again, we need to check if that's correct. And so I'm going to check that on the calculator quick. And it gives me the correct answer. So the answer for number 20 is m equal 108. Let me look at 21. LCD here is x, but this one is inequality. So remember, inequality had a specific steps. So we kind of solve it like we're solving the equations, right? And then I said negative 2, so 7x is equal to negative 7, x is equal to negative 1. Once we find this, we need to find the ones that makes the denominator equal to 0. So 0 and negative 1. And what we do is that we create a number line. And then we choose a number like this. And then we plug it in and see if it gives you a true statement or a false statement. So if I do negative 2, it's 6 is less than 2.5, that's false, right? And then if I do negative 0.5, let me do quick. It is correct, right? Because it becomes 10 on the other side and then 3 on the other side, on the left side. And if I do 1, it's false. So the only time it's making it true is from negative 1 to 0. And because of this inequality, our answer will be, I'm going to use interval notation because that is the easiest way to write it. Negative 1 comma 0. And the reason it's a parentheses is because my inequality didn't include equal to. Okay? All right. Number 22, same thing. LCD is r, so I'm going to multiply r to everything. R squared plus 6r minus, 6 minus 5r. And I'm going to make it look like a standard form, And then this one, because I see square, I need to factor. So these are the two r values, right? Because r has to be either 2 or 3. So then we check both of them and see if both of them will be correct or only one of them will be correct. And r equals 2 work if you plug in. R equals 3 also work. So both of them are answers. So for 22, r equals 2 or r equals 3. They are both my answers. So sometimes there are two answers. All right, 23. The LCD is 7 times 2n minus 1. So I'm going to multiply that in everything. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to subtract both sides by 6 over 7 because that's the easiest. So then the right side becomes 5 over 7, right? So it's a one less step. So negative 3m times 7, right? And then 5, because 11 minus 6 was 5, times 2m minus 1. So then we distribute. And then I'm going to send the 10m the other side. And then divide both sides by negative 31. So my m value is 5 over 31. And I'm going to check if that's correct. And when I checked on the calculator, it was correct. So let's go to 24. I'm going to use this space right here. LCD here is 3 times r minus 2, right? So then I multiply that to everything that I see there. So I have plus 2 times r minus 2 equal 3r times r plus 4 minus 2 times r minus 2, right? So then we FOIL r squared minus 4, 3r squared plus 12r minus 2r squared plus 4r. And then we are going to combine things together. So 3r squared minus 2r squared is r squared plus 12r plus 4r is 16r. Is r squared minus 4, so r squared will cancel each other, so then it just, you divide each side by 16, so then r is negative 1/4. Okay, let's check if that's true. And when I checked, they are the same, so the answer for number 24 is negative 1/4, or negative 0.25. Alright, if y varies inversely, so these are the variation problems, so y is inversely varying, so then that means the k goes in, x goes in the bottom, right? And so then y is 18 when x is negative 1/2. So then to find k, we need to multiply both sides by negative 1/2, right? So then it's negative 9 is k. So we found k. And it's wanting you to find x when y is negative 10. So it's a little bit different because usually they want you to find y. But here I know the k is negative 9 and I want to find x. So to find x, I need to multiply both sides by x and then divide both sides by negative 10. So then x is 9 over 10. Okay, number 26. M varies directly as n, so that's kn, right? So directly means they're all the same. M is 24. I don't know what k is, but n is negative 3. So then k is found by divided by negative 3. So k is negative 8. So then I want you to find n when m is 30. So we just divide both sides by negative 8. Then n is 15 over negative 4. And you can leave it as a fraction. Okay? Alright, suppose r varies jointly. So you still have k, but jointly means that it just, both of them are both just kind of multiply with the k. And it says S is 20, R is 140, and T is negative 5. So we need to find K first. So this is negative 100. K is equal to 140. So we divided both sides by negative 100. So then K is equal to negative 7 over 5. Okay? And I want you to find S when R is 7. Sorry, I'm writing it here. R is 7, K is negative 7 over 5, we don't know what S is. This is S. And T is 2.5. Okay? So 2.5 divided by 5 is 2. So we multiply both sides by 2. So it's 14. Negative 7S. So then divided by 14. 7. Negative 7. So then S is negative 2. Okay. 28. So word problems. There were some word problems for this chapter. Sorry about that. Okay, when Susan rides her bike, the distance that she travels varies directly. Oh, so it's still a variation problem with the amount of time she is biking, right? So let me write it as a variation. I don't know what K is, but it directly varies with time. So basically, it's kind of like a speed, right? K is the speed. Suppose she bikes 50 miles in 2.5 hours. So then K would be 50 divided by 2.5. 20. So K is 20. Okay. At this rate, so let's say the speed, which is 20, holds, then how many hours would it take for her to bike 80 miles? So 80 is equal to 20t divided by 20. So it will take 4 hours. Not bad, right? Peter can paint a house in 10 hours. So let's consider the painting the whole house as 1, and then Peter can paint in 10 hours. Melanie, however, only takes 9 hours. And what happens if they work together? Right? Because like X is the amount of time that it will take them together. So LCD is 90x. And then we multiply 90x to everything. So 9x plus 10x is equal to 90. 19x is equal to 90 divided by 19. X is 90 over 19. That's about 4.74. So about 4.74 hours. Okay, so less than 5 hours. That's cool. Multiple choice. How many liters of a 25% acid solution must be added? So this one is the one that we drew a little table, right? So this one, I don't know how much, but it has acidity of 0.25x. So there must be 0.25x. And then I'm adding it to 0.8 acidity with 30, right? And then there were 30. And so then when you add them together, I want it to be 0.5, right? So then it would be 30 plus x, and then this one would be x plus 30. So then we need to, I guess we set it up this way. So when you add together, so 0.25x plus, I guess that's 2.4, 30 plus x. So when you find the 0.25x plus 2.4 over 30 plus x should give you 0.5, right? So we multiply both sides by 30 plus x, so 6 plus 0.5x, and then 0.25x. Give me a second. Sorry, my calculation was all off. This should have been 15, and then this should have been 24, not 2.4. So then if you do everything, it becomes x equal 36. Sorry. Yeah, so 0.25x plus 24 over 30 plus x is equal to 0.5. And then when you do the calculation correctly, I didn't when I did it right before, you should get 36. And that was it for the review. I hope this is helpful. Good luck with your quiz.